Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the man behind the counter, Duncan, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It is Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. The Friday the 13th franchise is my favorite horror franchise. I enjoy entries from some of the other franchises, but the Friday the 13th franchise it's the one franchise where I can watch any of the entries and have a good time with it. Some I like more than others, obviously, but I can enjoy any of them, like I said. This one is my favorite, and Part 4 is a close second. This movie was written and directed by Tom McLaughlin. It stars Tom Matthews, who plays Tommy Jarvis. He takes over for Corey Feldman, Jennifer Cook, Tom Fridley, Renee Jones, David Kagan, and Tony Goldwyn. The plot here stars Tommy Jarvis is grown up now, but he's been traumatized. He's been in a mental institution, obviously, from what happened to him in Part 4. So he comes back, and he brings a friend with him, and he's going to go to visit Jason Voorhees' grave, and he wants to make sure he's dead, and he really wants to finish him off once for all, so there's no way he can come back. He's just been so damaged by what happened to him and his family. So he goes to Jason's grave, and he digs it up, opens up the casket, and there's Jason's body, and he snaps and just starts stabbing it with a metal pole, and a storm starts brewing, and lightning strikes the metal pole, and Jason is re-energized and more powerful than ever. And now he's back to life, and the rain starts coming down, and Tommy can't burn the body like he wanted to, and Jason kills his friend, and Tommy wants to go run to the sheriff and warn him, like, look, I tried to finish off Jason, but I screwed it up, and now he's back. You need to warn everybody in town. And Camp Crystal Lake had its name changed for obvious reasons to Camp Forest Green. And the sheriff's like, I'm sorry what happened to your family, but I don't want to hear about Jason. And, Tommy is not cooperative, so he locks him up. He's like, I'm going to lock you up overnight, and then I'm going to get you out of town the next day. And Jason goes back to Camp Crystal Lake, because it's Camp Crystal Lake to him. You can change the name. It's not going to matter. So Jason goes and starts taking people out. And the sheriff's daughter, Jennifer Cook's character, her name's Megan, she comes in with her friends because they're going to be counselors at this camp, and the head counselors haven't showed up because Jason took them out. And the sheriff's like, look, I sympathize. They're like, we're in over our heads. All these kids are coming. He's like, I sympathize, but I'm busy right now. So they go back, and they're in over their heads, and Jason's on his way. So Tommy even tries to warn Megan. Megan thinks he's cute, and he talks to her. He's like, look, you can't go there. Jason's on the way, and he is back. And the sheriff's like, I don't want to hear about Jason. So he tries to run him out of town, but Tommy has to go buy some books on the occult and stuff and look for a way to finish off Jason once and for all. And the camp counselors get there, and the kids show up, and they start doing having camp. And Jason's on his way. There's a company paintball event. Jason goes in there and raises hell. And there's just all kinds of stuff. The sheriff checks out Jason's grave, and the caretaker says, had just recovered it. And he's like, no, his grave's right here. And then the caretaker breaks the fourth wall and says, some folks have a strange idea of entertainment. And that adds to the fun to this movie. And then the plot continues. Jennifer just thinks Tommy's so cute, and she knows something is up because people start disappearing. And so she breaks Tommy out of jail, and they go on the run. And since this movie, one of the reasons I love it so much, is a little bit more action-based. There's some car chases, and the sheriff obviously wants to bring especially his daughter in safely, but she's helping Tommy out, and then she realizes he's telling the truth. So all kinds of hijinks ensue. There's all kinds of crazy stuff here. There's some great Alice Cooper songs at the end credits and dispersed throughout the film, and it's one of my more favorite Alice Cooper songs. But the thing that really sets this apart is the first four entries were just traditional slasher, and I enjoy them very much. But this one's a little campier, much more action-based, with car chases and RVs flipping over, and some of Jason's kills are even more over the top, and some of them are even kind of ridiculous. And Jason just even stops and pauses and is kind of amazed at his own strength and stuff. He looks at something for a second, and then he goes back to doing what Jason does. But there's just a ton of fun, and this is the horror movie. I enjoy horror movies, but it's not my go-to genre. But this entry, I can watch it any time of the year and have a big smile on my face. It's just an absolute blast. The cast here is having fun. The direction is fun, and tonally, it's a little bit different because it's campy and there's some humor involved, but the balancing act is done so well, and you could tell this movie was meant to have a lot of fun and kind of reinvigorate the franchise, because there's a way to refresh it, and this one did that very well in my opinion, and I've always just loved it very much. So let me know in the comments, what's your favorite entry in this franchise? What did you think of this one? Any of those things, let me know that. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great Halloween, and I'll see you next time.